Oh, good, you're here. I just want to let you know, if you stick around to the end of this video, you will be rewarded with something I have never done before in any of my recap videos. I think you'll enjoy it. Without further ado, let's begin. Broncos-Bills. After an opening drive which left both teams disappointed, the Broncos had to settle for a field goal to make it 3-0. But Josh Allen and the Bills offense came out looking sharp, including a great touchdown throw to three-time Super Bowl champion Mecole Hardman. He's literally just as good as Jerry Rice if you go by the championships. But then James Cook had a great season except for the fumbling. That's his one bugaboo, and that helped set up the Broncos with a touchdown to get the lead back, throwing to Frank Crum, the offensive lineman who also attended Wyoming, much like Josh Allen, in case you didn't know. Allen would lead the Bills on a field goal drive to tie it at 10-10, and then in the final 40 seconds of the half is when shit got weird. Bo Nix made a great touchdown pass to put the Broncos up 17-10 at halftime. Oh wait, no he didn't, because Josh Allen, for some stupid fucking reason, decides to run here when there's no point. They're fucking 70 yards away, don't have any timeouts, and they're getting the ball to start the second half. Just take a knee and go into halftime, but nope, Allen fumbles it, recovered by the Broncos. They kick a field goal to go up by 10 at halftime. Surely those points wouldn't matter later. First drive, second half, Allen gets strip sacked, recovered by the Broncos, but the Bills defense held the Broncos to just a field goal to keep the game manageable. And then Keon Coleman, call him the Cookie Monster because he showed up on this day, or at least in the second half, with his touchdown, a great play, unironically. And then Bo Nix, for all the improvements he's made, he still has a little bit of ass in him, as you can tell by this interception. But then, hey, it's not Josh Allen's fault that he threw this terrible underthrown interception right back. But the Bills defense once again stood strong. And after a big play by Khalil Shakir to get the ball downfield, Allen threw a beautiful touchdown pass to Dalton Kincaid to give the Bills a 1-point lead early in the fourth. The Bills then forced another punt, and then Allen, another crucial play here. These are called the hidden points. Instead of a touchdown here, Allen dirts the ball, and they have to settle for a field goal, so that cost them 4 points. Either way, they're up by 4 with 4 minutes left, and then Bo Nix converted to 3rd and 11. Actually, Bo Nix, I gotta say, he has become a bit of a clutch time maestro, and with a minute left, he threw a beautiful go-ahead touchdown pass to Marvin Mims. This is why I'm hot. Only people of a certain generation will get that reference, to put the Broncos up by 3. Then the Bills did a hook and ladder play, which they've done like 10 times this year, and it's worked every single time. 3rd and 10, chance to win the game regulation. Josh Allen misses the throw. He just simply missed this throw, but Matt Prater was nails. I honestly thought he was going to miss, but he just nailed this 50-yarder to send the game into overtime. In overtime, the Broncos got the ball first, and they couldn't do anything with it after another drop on 3rd down. Josh Allen had a chance to win the game and move on, and he threw up a jump ball to Brandon Cooks, and this is now going to be the play that's talked about forever. It ended up being intercepted. Bills fans and Allen's fans say that it was a catch, even though it wasn't. Then, look at just Bo Nix. He's out here. This first penalty call here, I don't think that's a penalty. I think that was bullshit. But the second one that basically sealed the game on Tre'Davious White, I thought that this was a penalty, so I don't blame the refs for that call. But the fact that Bo Nix was doing this on a fractured ankle is pretty incredible. So yeah, you know the story by now. The Broncos kicked the field goal to win, to advance to the AFC Championship game. You can tell by Bo Nix's lack of reaction, really, or lack of happiness after the game, that he knows that his ankle is fucked up. The Bills fired Sean McDermott, and now the Broncos are depending on Jared Stidham to save their season and win the Super Bowl. Gotta say, I did not see that happening. The video continues right after this short break. Before I begin, I want to give a shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Factor. Factor delivers fresh, never frozen, chef-crafted, and dietitian-approved meals straight to your doorstep in just 2 minutes. Designed to support your wellness journey, Factor helps eliminate stress around cooking, planning, or cleanup so you can stay focused on your goals. One of the many benefits of Factor is their unmatched convenience. You can skip the prep and the cleanup, heat, eat, and enjoy in just 2 minutes. Factor is made with real food and real ingredients. There are no refined seed oils, refined sugars, or artificial colors and sweeteners. I've been sponsoring Factor now for several years, and I can tell you with 100% sincerity, these guys are the real deal. If you have not yet joined Factor or have given Factor a try, you are missing out big time. So what are you waiting for? Right now, head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code BarryFB50 to get 50% off your first Factor box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code BarryFB50 at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. Seahawks versus San Francisco. Look, I realize my prediction of San Fran winning was way off. I admit that. But there was one thing that I absolutely got 100% 100% correct in my preview video, and I'm going to show that now. Special teams advantage, I'm going to give this one to Seattle as well, largely because they have one of the best punt and kick return units in the league, and that's specifically a direct reflection of Rashid Shaheed, who had both a punt and kickoff return touchdown this year, was named to the Pro Bowl as well. He really is an excellent special teamer. After my incredible analysis, first play of the game, Rashid Shaheed returns a kickoff all the way for a touchdown to put the Seahawks up 7-0, and that was how the rest of the game would go. 49ers 4th and 1, that shit didn't work. Seahawks go up 10-0 in a blink of an eye. Sam Darnold hasn't even done anything yet. Then Purdy throws to Jake Tonjes, who fumbles it, and then this is like the only thing Sam Darnold did all night, really, was just scramble and throw a great touchdown here to Jackson Smith and Jigba to go up 17-0. That was way more points than the Seahawks needed, because despite San Fran kicking 2 field goals to go on a little 6-0 run late in the first half, this game was never competitive. A complete outlier compared to the rest of the postseason thus far. Just before the end of the first half, the Seahawks went up 24-6. Switch that around, you get 6-24 to honor Kobe Bryant's shooting performance in Game 7 of the 2010 NBA Finals. Second half, things did not get much better for Brock Purdy as he got sacked, and that led to a field goal, and then Purdy ended up throwing an interception, which then led to another touchdown by Kenneth Walker to go up by 28. And here's Purdy trying to do some Josh Allen bullshit, and that doesn't work. That gets a turnover on downs, and what, wouldn't you know it, another Kenneth Walker touchdown run. This was a complete and utter ass kicking. I personally thought that the Niners were going to make this a game, which is why I had chosen them to win, because I thought, and I still do think, that if you force Sam Darnold to try and beat you, you're going to have a good chance. And I still feel that way, but on this particular night, Sam Darnold didn't have to do anything. He wasn't asked to do anything. The Seahawks dominated special teams. They dominated defensively. They had a dominant run game. If they can repeat that performance and that recipe 2 more times, they should honestly walk to a Super Bowl win. But my gut tells me at a certain point they're going to need Darnold to make plays late in a close game, and we'll see how that goes. Patriots versus Texans. Great catch here by Demario Douglas. The pass was tipped, and he still hung on to it to give the Patriots an early 7-0 lead. Now, mind you, I'm going to be extremely petty for this review, so please don't bitch and complain about it. You know what you signed up for by watching this video. CJ Stroud, can't really think of another game in a long time where a quarterback basically destroyed their reputation on national television like CJ did in this game. 7-3, then Drake May fumbled here. Somehow it was not recovered by Houston. Easily should have been a huge lost turnover for Drake May, but then May willed his defense to get an interception to cancel it out. But then May said, oh, I'm going to be generous. I'm going to fumble the ball again. We just have to pretend like this is good quarterback play. This is the one good fucking throw CJ Stroud made all game to Christian Kirk. Not the first time we've seen a Patriot struggle to cover an accurate strike towards a Kirk. Let me tell you, Texans are up 10-7. Everything seems to be going good. And then CJ Stroud, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this bullshit? Pick 6, literally the one thing you could not afford to do. Patriots then go up 14-10. Then Stroud, this one really wasn't on him, but still another interception. That's 3 in the first half. Drake May dominating defensively. Wide open slant pass, and then an amazing catch by Stephon Diggs. May had 3 touchdown passes in this game, but all 3 of his touchdown passes were much better catches. And it's funny to hear the announcers talk about Stephon Diggs' strong hands on television while he's currently being accused for strangulation. How can you not love the Patriots? Such a classy, lovable underdog group full of great fans. And again here, just what the fuck are you doing, CJ? Just another wasted 4 interceptions in the first half. CJ needs to realize if he wants to be considered the GOAT, he has to throw 3 interceptions in the second half like Brady did versus the Packers in 2020. These kids nowadays, they don't pay attention. But it didn't matter because Drake May did jack shit with the ball, including losing another fumble that he should have lost. But anyway, fast forward to the second half, the Texans drove the ball down the field on their first drive and had to settle for a field goal to make it 21-13. And it's like, hey, you know what? This game, there's a lot of game left. Oh, look, another fumble by Drake May. This time it was recovered by the Texans. And for my money, this is where the Texans lost the game. You had all the momentum. You're deep in field goal range here. Could score a touchdown. Then Woody Marks has one of the worst fumbles you'll ever see. But really, defensively, great job by Drake May to force that fumble. This is why he's the MVP. This is how Patriots fans really think, by the way. They think Drake May deserves credit for the Patriots defense playing like the 2000 Ravens. So yeah, whatever. Anyway, the Texans kicked a field goal. It was a 5-point game going into the fourth quarter. And then May overthrows Kayshon Boutte, but Boutte made an unbelievable one-handed grab to bail out May on this overthrow to put the Patriots up by 12, which might as well have been 32 points if we're being real. The teams offensively then both did nothing the rest of the game, and the Patriots win 28-16 to advance to the AFC Championship game. The Patriots defense in their 2 playoff games has given up 19 points and also have a pick 6, so they've really given up 12 net points through 2 playoff games. The fact that Drake May has been able to win with his defense giving up 6 net points per game is unbelievable. No other quarterback besides him and Tom Brady could do that. Rams versus Bears. Caleb Williams had a dropped touchdown pass here by Rome Odunze, but that's okay. The Bears would settle for a field goal. No, they wouldn't. Psych. 4th and 3, Ben Johnson, instead of taking the points early on, he decides to go for it. Caleb throws an interception. Again, surely those points wouldn't end up being important, right? Nope. Rams drove right down for a touchdown, make it 7-0, and it looked like this game was going to be a Rams blowout for a second. Look at this run. He fucking, number 1 gets completely bitched. I mean, he gave him the business on this run. Wow. Ben Johnson decides to go for it on 4th down again, and it works out well for him this time as Caleb throws a nice touchdown pass to tie the game up at 7. This is an absolute laser from John Stafford here. Look at all the cocaine on the field. That's incredible. But despite Stafford's great season, this was not his or the Rams offense's best game. And you know what? It also wasn't the NBC cameraman's best game, because what the fuck is this, dude? We can't even see any where the fucking ball is. Terrible work. Terrible job by the NBC cameraman here. The Rams would immediately respond. What a laser from Stafford to Tyler Higbee, professional hate crime performer. And then the field goal by Mevis and Butthead to tie the game at 10-10 going into halftime. The third quarter, defensive slugfest. Stafford gets hit, fumbles it. Luckily for him, he recovered it. Caleb Williams responds by throwing an interception to Kobe Durant. Make up your mind. Are you a Kobe fan or a Durant fan, buddy? But the Rams still couldn't do anything about it, so we had a scoreless third quarter all around. But then, fourth quarter, it gets to nut cutting time. What happens? Oh, this isn't going to be controversial for Bills fans. 4th and 1, the Rams, just like in Super Bowl 56, 4th and 1, they do a reverse, and it actually works. And then a couple plays later, they end up running for a touchdown with Kyron Williams to go up 17-10. The Bills go on a long drive. DeAndre Swift tries to play the hero. He hurdles, and then he gets his nuts destroyed in a very humorous fashion. But then on the next play, 4th and goal, Ben Johnson decides to go for it, and it is no good. But Sean McVay went conservative, didn't try to get any first downs. He just tried to waste the clock and have the Bears use as much time as possible. And then, of course, this is the play you're here for. 4th and 4, season on the line. Caleb Williams runs backwards 30 yards like you do when you're playing Madden with your creative player that has 99 attributes and everything, and he lets this bitch rip. And this is just pure luck. Let's be real here. It's a great throw physically, but he was just throwing this shit up and hoping for the best. And it worked because it went for a touchdown. Cole Kmet. Some people would say maybe the Bears should have gone for 2. I don't have a problem with that. The game goes into overtime, 17-17. Rams get the ball first. They can't score. Bears get the ball back. Caleb Williams, they're on the verge, right on the verge of field goal range and going to the NFC Championship game for the first time since 2010, and it's an interception. DJ Moore kind of quit on the route, but still not the best decision by Caleb Williams. And once you see Stafford making throws like this, yeah, you're pretty fucked, because that's an unreal pass. I mean, that's one of the greatest throws you'll ever see, unironically. And he just kept doing it. Puka Nacua kept his foot on the gas. We know he likes to do that. And that set up the game-winning 42-yard field goal for the Rams, who win 20-17 to go on to the NFC Championship game for the 3rd time under Sean McVay. As for the Bears, they should learn that sometimes taking the points is not a bad thing. And now it's time for a special bonus review. For the first time ever, I'm going to review a college football game, but not just any college football game. I'm talking the College Football Playoff National Championship game between Indiana and Miami. Let's go. Early on here, look at Fernando Mendoza get absolutely decked. I mean, he just got popped. Luckily, the guy wasn't ejected for targeting. The Hoosiers kicked a field goal and got the ball back, and eventually, midway through the second quarter, were able to take a 10-0 lead on a touchdown run. Even in college football, they have doinks, as you see here. In the second half, Miami would finally get the heads out of their asses with this long touchdown run by Mark Fletcher Jr. to make it 10-7. The key play of the game, in my opinion, this blocked punt return for a touchdown by Indiana, whose average team age is like 35 years old, but still, touchdown to go up 17-7. Kirk Cignetti is beside himself with joy. But Carson Beck would help lead Miami back. Great design here, touchdown run to make it 17-14 beginning of the fourth quarter. Fernando Mendoza loves the back shoulder throw, and then the play of the game, 4th and 5. QB draw, and not only that, but he breaks off a bunch of tackles and then goes in the end zone. This one's for Trump, as he gave Indiana a 10-point lead with 9 minutes left. But Beck would show off his arm talent and get the Hurricanes downfield soon. Oh, look, Tony. I'm totally not triggered that he's related to Kadarius Kadarius Toney by any means at all. But anyway, here's this pass, quote unquote, by Beck to Malachi Toney for a touchdown to cut it to a 3-point game with 6.5 minutes left. The Hoosiers and Mendoza, again, another back shoulder throw, but playing the clock, and they decided to force the Hurricanes to use all their timeouts. So they settled for a field goal to make it a 6-point game with 1:46 left, which is a pretty risky deal, especially in college football when the clock stops after first downs, regardless of how many timeouts you have. But either way, Beck looked like he might go down as a college football legend, leading a game-winning drive, but it all went up in smoke with this terrible season-losing interception that clinched the national championship for Indiana. And then here's a photo of Beck, pretty accurate. Even the final play of this game, a kneel down, was still violent, but Indiana got the job done. And finally, Curt Cignetti smiles on camera as his players douse him in Gatorade to celebrate their national championship, going 16-0 and winning the championship in the same season. Gosh, I know a certain quarterback in New England who couldn't do that.